Hi, so the question says that we have been given D dices and each and every dice is having F faces. Now if we sum up all the faces of the dices, then it should give a sum to a target number which has been given in the question. So let's try to understand it. So as per the first scenario, we are having only one dice, the target sum is 3 and we have 6 faces in the dice. So the dice can have either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 facing up at any point of time. Okay. Now if the target is 3, then how many ways are there to get 3 for this particular dice? So either it can be 1, it can be facing up to 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, the moment it faces up to 3, that is one of the possibilities, right? So that is one of the possibilities. If it faces up to 3, then that is one of the possibilities, and 6, it will exceed the target value. Okay, now these faces are nothing but the value which has been given in the question. So this f is equal to 6 is nothing but the total number of faces that we are having. D is the number of dice that we are having. Since it is only one dice, so we have taken it. Now target is the value that we have to attain. Okay, for the second scenario, we have been given two dices, dice 1 and dice 2, and the target is 7. So how many ways are there to get target sum? 7. Okay, in this scenario, so we can choose 1 from here, okay, and then 6 from here. So 1, 6, okay, then we can choose from 2 from dice 1 and 5 from dice 2. So 2, 5, okay, we can choose 3 from dice 1 and 4 from dice 2. 4 from here and 3 from here. 5 from dice 1 and 2 from here. And 6 from dice 1 and 1 from dice 2. So total number of possibilities are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total 6 possibilities are there to get a target sum 7 if we have been given 2 dices. Similarly, we can calculate for 3. Then we will look for scenario 4. For scenario 4, we are having one dice and the faces are only 2. It can either be facing up to 1 or facing up to 2. But the target that we have to achieve is 3. So target is 3. So is there any possibility to get a sum of 3 having only one dice which faces up either to 1 or 2? No, there is no possibilities. So the outcome for this would be, the total number of ways for this would be 0. So for the fifth scenario, we are having two dices, D1 and D2, and the faces that we are having is 3 and the target that we have to attain is 2. Okay, so the only possible way is to select 1 from the first dice and then again 1 from the second dice, 1, 1. Can we do something like, can we select 2 from here or select 0 from here? No, there is no possibility of selecting 0 because the dice starts from the digit 1. Okay, so there is only one possibility, that is 1, 1. Can we just do one thing? Can we choose 2 from this dice and not choose anything from the other dice? No, but it will violate the condition given in the question. The question says that all the dices have to be face up and then it should sum to the given target. So we cannot choose 2 from here and then nothing from here. It cannot go like this, or we cannot choose 2 from here or nothing from dice 1. That cannot happen. Both the dices should simultaneously be summed up to the given target. Now how do we solve this question? Let's try to draw the state space tree for this scenario. So we have been given 2 dices, okay, and the target that we have to achieve is 7. Okay, so we have been given 2 dices, target that we have to achieve is 7, and the dice has 6 faces. So how many possibilities are there for this particular dice? So the possibility is either it will face 1, face 2, face 3, face 4, face 5, or face 6, right? So if it faces 1, okay, what I mean to say is, suppose this is D2 and this is D1, so it is having 6 faces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again dice 1 is also having 6 faces, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so these are the 6 possibilities for dice 2. Okay, now if I choose face 1 for this particular dice, then okay, I have chosen 1 from here. Now I'll look for all the other faces for dice 1 with the value of dice 2. So if we anyhow select 1 from here, suppose if we have selected 1, it is facing 1. Now we have to select a value from the 6 possibilities for dice 1. Okay, so if we are choosing face 1, then we'll be left with dice 1, okay, because dice 2 we have already selected a value, and target would then get reduced from 7. Since it is facing 1, so I'll subtract 1 from here, so it will become target 6. Okay, so what are we trying to do over here? We are trying to break this problem into a self-similar problem, smaller problem. Okay, now, so if I would have chosen phase 2, then I would have been left with dice 1, target value of 5, phase 3, target value of 4, phase 4, target value of 3, target value of 2, or target value of 1. Okay, suppose I have chosen 1 for this dice. Now for dice 2 I have chosen 1. Similarly, I have 6 possibilities after choosing 1 from dice 2. Either I can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 or 6 in dice 1. Similarly, for this scenario, if we choose 2, then we have 6 possibilities for dice 1. Similarly, if we choose 3, then we have 6 possibilities for dice 1. So the 6 possibilities are, in that scenario it would be, if we can have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, and phase 6. So now if I have chosen phase 1 for this dice, and again phase 1 for this dice, that is nothing but phase 1 and phase 1, then I would be left with 0 dices. Okay, but the target sum will reduce by 2, right, because we have chosen 1 from here and 1 from here. Now if I would have chosen phase 2 over here, then this would have been 1 and I would have chosen 2 from here, so target value would have reduced by 7 minus 3. So D0 T4. Similarly, the next one would have been D0 T3, D0 T2, D0 T1, and D0 T0. Okay, so the base case in this scenario would be if we are not left with any dices and the sum is also equal to 0. So if dice is 0 and target, whatever target we are having, is also 0, then we have a possible way. So this is a possible way. So we are selecting 6 in dice 1 and 1 in dice 2. So 1 comma 6. So dice 2 we are selecting 1 and dice 1 we are selecting 6. So this is one of the possible ways. Similarly we can do for all the other sub problems. Suppose we go for D1 T3, then again having chosen 4 for this dice, having chosen 4 for dice 2, we are having 6 possibilities for dice 1. So either it would be having phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, phase 6. Okay, minus 1 is nothing but D2, D0 T2. Now it would be 3 minus 2 would be T1, D0 T0. This would be T0 T something minus 1. But is it feasible to take the target value as negative? No, we don't want the target value to be negative. It should be equal to 0. So if it comes negative, if it anyhow reaches negative, then we will have to discard that solution. So in that scenario, and rest of the consecutive solution in the increasing direction, we have to make it 0. Okay, the moment the target value becomes negative, then we will have to return 0. These are our base cases. If D0 T0, then that is one of the possible ways. If target is less than 0, then that will not be a part of our solution. So what would be the recursive scenario? Suppose I take a variable called result. I initialize it to 0. Okay, now you can pick any part of this recursion tree. So suppose currently I am at this point in the recursion tree, then we do have 6 possibilities for the value of dice and the value of target. Okay, at any point we are having 6 possibilities for the value of dice and target. So I'll start with 1. Okay, these are nothing, I is nothing but the phases that we are having. So phase will start from 1 and it will go up till the total number of phases, that is 6 over here. And currently we are solving for any particular dice state. Suppose we are solving for dice 1, okay, or dice 2, then we will subtract that particular dice. You will get to know. Okay, now what would be result in this scenario? Whatever we have gotten till now, so we have initialized it to 0 right now, it would be result plus. Okay, now this problem has been broken into self-similar problem, right? So result plus, so we will call the recursion again roll dice. Now what would be the value of D? See, currently if the state is pointing over here, the value of D is suppose 1. Okay, here the value of D is 2. Okay, so the moment we move from here to here, since we are the value of D is 1 over here and we are trying with the first phase. Okay, so next time we will try with the dice having a value 1 less than the previous value of the dice. See, we are trying all the phases for dice value which is 1 less than the current value. Okay, so D minus 1. Okay, number of faces would be constant, so it is 6, so it will always be 6, so I'll put F over here. What would be the value of target? The value of target here would be, see, the value of target is 6 here, the value of target becomes 5 here, 4 here, 3 here, 2 here, 1 here, and 0 over here. So what are we actually doing? We are subtracting the face from the target value. So again we are subtracting the face from the target value, we are subtracting the face from the target value. So whatever value of target we are having right now minus whatever I value we are having. Now I'll return the result. Now it will again go back in the recursion, then it will try to find out whether the value of the dice is 0, and if target sum is 0, then it will return 1, and that value of 1 then would be there in the result variable that we have created, this result variable that we'll be having. So it will keep on adding that one value, okay, for all the paths which are having d0 t0. So this will add value 1, okay. If some place else also we are getting value 1, then these two values will get added into this result value, and finally we will return it. Okay, so what would be the time complexity for this problem? The time complexity would be exponential, because see, here we are having, suppose here we are having 6 faces, okay, so I call it f to the power 1, okay. Here we might be having 6 to 6 faces, so f to the power 2, okay. Similarly, if we go forth, till what level we will go? F to the power d, okay. Since the total number of dices, that is the depth to which we will be going, okay. So f to the power d would be the time complexity in this scenario, and this would be f to the power 0, okay. Now the time complexity is exponential. Now you can notice that we are trying to solve some of the sub problems many times. See, d0 t2, okay, d0 t2, d0 t1, d0 t1, d0 t0, d0 t0. Anyhow, we know the solution for this. But if the problem grows, then we will be solving the sub problems again and again, which is not good. That is why it is leading to exponential time complexity. So somehow we have to bring it to the polynomial time complexity. We'll see how can we do that. Since our solution was dependent on two variables, that is dice and target value, so we can create a matrix denoting dice value as the rows and target values as the column. So what will be the output for this? If we are having dice 0 and target value as 0, so we are not having any dice, okay, and we don't want any kind of target value, so the total number of ways would be 1, okay. Since we are not having any dice, anyhow we'll be having the target as 0, okay. Now we don't have any dice, but we want the target value to be 1. Is there any way? No. Now we don't have any dice, we want the target value to be 2. No. Similarly for 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, we won't be having any target value because we are not having any dice. Now we are having a dice, but we don't want any target. So what it means to say is, suppose this is a dice 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these are the faces of this dice, but there is no 0 face over here, right? So target, we don't have any possibility of choosing the face value as 0, so there would be 0 possibilities. Similarly for dice 2 also we have 0 possibilities, right? Now we want the value of dice 1 and target value 1. Okay, so we are having only one dice and we want target value as 1. So how many ways are there? Only one way, right? We want the target value of 2. So if we throw the dice, it should directly land to the face value of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Is there any way to get the target value of 7? No, because dice has only 6 values. Okay, so it would be 0. There are no ways. Now I want the value of dice 2 target 1. So actually it includes dice 1 also, and if we go further down into rows, it will include all the previous dices that we have solved the problem for. Okay, now I want for dice 2 target 1 I want to get. Okay, so how many ways are there? So then I can choose phase 1 or phase 2. If I choose phase 1, then it will be d1 t0. If I choose phase 2, then it will be d1 t negative. But negative target value we don't want, so we will discard it. Any value which is from here to the increasing, it will be discarded. It should be discarded. Now we are left with dice 1 and target 0. Okay, so d1 t0, we know the value for this. d1 t0, so the value is 0, right? d1 t0 value is 0, so we will return 0 from here. Okay, now we want to solve for d2 t2. Okay, if we choose face as 1, then it would be dice 1 target value as 1. If we choose phase 2, dice 1 target value as 0, and there is no point in going any further, so we'll discard it. So dice 1 target value 1, we know the solution for this. d1 t1 is 1, so this will return 1 from here. Okay, now for d1 t0, what is the value for d1 t0? Is there any possibility for d1 t0? No, there is no possibility for d1 t0, because d1 t0 is returned 0 from here. So 1 plus 0 would be 1. Okay, so this particular sum d1 t2, this sum was dependent on d1 t1, this sum, and this sum. These two cells were giving the sum for this cell. Similarly for d2 t3, if phase is 1, then it will be d1 t2. If phase is 2, then d1 t1. If phase is 3, then d1 t0, and further we will not move because the target sum would be negative. So d1 t2, we know the value for this. So what is d1 t2? d1 t2 is this one. This will result in value 1. Now plus d1 t1, d1 t1 will result in value 1, and d1 t0 will result in value 0. Okay, 1 plus 1 plus 0 is 2. So this is the sum of these three values. This particular cell is the sum of these three previous cells. For d2 t4, if we choose 1, then d1 t3, t2 t1, and if we choose phase 4, it will be d1 t0. For d1 t3, we know the value t3, t2, t1 and t0. Okay, so these are the cells on which this value is dependent on. d2 t5, it would be, if we choose phase 1 or phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, D1, T4, D1, T3, D1, T2, D1, T1 and D1, T0. We know the value of all these sub problems. So then this would be the sum starting from here till this part. So this would be 4, this would be 5 and then this would be 6, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6. T7, it would be either phase value is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. If we choose phase value as 1, then it would be D1 T6, D1 T5, D1 T4, D1 T3, D1 T2, D1 T1. We don't have the value, I mean we are done with all the phases right now. So starting from T6 till T1, so T6 till T1, so this is the particular sum that we are looking for, this cell, right? So in order to write the solution for this particular problem, we need to have a matrix. Okay, so I call it a DP matrix. Okay, the row for this will represent the number of dices plus 1. Why 1? Because we have been given 2 dices but we are having 3 rows, because we are also considering a scenario without any dice. Similarly target plus 1, because we are considering T0 also. Okay, now D0 T0 will anyhow be 1, so DP 0 0 would be 1, because if we are not having any dice and we don't have to get any target sum, so it's 1. Other values in the rows and columns would be 0. Okay, so while initializing the matrix you can put all the values as 0. Now we have to start looking from this point on, like D1 T1. So for integer, so I is nothing but dice over here, so I less than equal to D and I plus plus. Okay, now suppose D2, I'll take example D2 T4 suppose. So phase equal to 1 2 3 and 4, which will be D1 T3, D1 T2, D1 T1 and D1 T0. Okay, so for this particular dice we have to iterate for total number of targets that we are having. So target would be, suppose j is equal to 0, j less than equal to target j plus plus. Okay, so this is nothing but the target value. Okay, we have been given dice 1, okay, and target value of 0, D1 T0. Okay, similarly we'll be calculating for D1 T1, then D1 T2, D1 T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, then we'll move to D2. Okay, now in order to calculate the value of any particular cell, suppose I want the value of this cell. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to move back. Okay, I have to move one row up. First I have to move one row up. Okay, and I have to move back, okay, until I reach the boundary of this matrix, or it is less than the number of faces that we are having, or it is greater than 0. Okay, what I mean to say is, for integer, for k equal to 1, k is nothing but number of faces that we are having. So this is nothing but number of faces that we are having. Okay, now we want to get the value of this cell, suppose this cell. Okay, so dp of ij in this scenario would be, okay, so in order to get the value of this cell, I want the value of these cells. Fine, provided the value is greater than the target value. See, we are not taking t0, we are not taking any negative values, so we have to discard the values wherever it is negative. So we have to make sure the value is not negative. So what I'll do is I'll check if the target value j is nothing but the target sum is greater than equal to k, the face value, because that particular face value would be subtracted, right? So if target value is 4, so this is the target value and this is the face value. If I subtract these two values, then it should not be negative. So it should be greater than equal to k. Then dp of ij would then be dp of ij, whatever I already have over there, dp of ij, whatever I am having, dp of I minus 1. Why are we doing I minus 1? Because we are going one dice up. See, if we want the value of this particular cell d2, d4, then we are going one cell down. Okay, so in the matrix terms, the value of I will decrement. What will be the value of target? So the value of target would be, first we want this value. Okay, we'll take this value. Okay, then we can put it over here. Okay, first we'll put this value in the next iteration. Then whatever value we are having, we will add it, this value we will add to this value. So this will become 2. Now we'll move from here, we'll move to this direction, then we will add this to whatever sum we are having, we are putting here. Now we will add 2 plus 3, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, then 3 plus 1 equal to 0. Okay, that is why we are putting dpi and I comma j, we are adding it to the previous value of the cell. Okay, so we are updating this value all the time, okay, on the basis of the previous case, until we either reach the boundary of the array or the target sum becomes negative. Okay, now it would be j minus k. Fine, target minus k is face, target minus face. Then for the previous sub problem, anyhow we know the solution for that, so this will result into a previous sub problem. So what would be the previous sub problem be? First it will result into this sub problem, then this sub problem, then this sub problem, and this sub problem, and for all these we already know the solution, and then we will add it and we will keep updating this field until we have covered all the faces or the value has become negative. Then we will finally return the value of the last cell. So we will return dp of row is d and column is target. So what would be the time complexity for this? So we are having 3 for loops. Okay, so O of first we are going for dice, then for each dice we are going for target value d into target into the total number of, then again we are iterating for number of faces. Okay, and what would be the space complexity? Since we are using the matrix, so it would be, which is having rows as d and column as target. So this would be the time and this would be the space complexity.